The more I encounter life, the more I see the same sort of problems occurring, just taking different shape. And sticking to things is hard. Today we're going to talk about that. Now, if we've never met before, hi. My name is Duncan Alderdice, and in this series I make short videos in the morning as I walk and talk through the thoughts I'm having as I try to put my life back together again. And if I saw you yesterday, hello. Okay, so here's the situation as to why I want to talk about the same problem occurring. So up until this point, I had been applying for jobs, and applying for jobs is you're doing a lot of work. You're sending out applications. You don't really know what they're looking for, but they're looking for they're looking for your best. So that's what you try to put. It's a lot of doing stuff, waiting for an answer. Then you get an answer, you go to an interview, you do the stuff, try to answer the good questions. Do you have a good feeling or whatever? And then you're sitting there waiting for an answer. And the more you encounter a job, the more you see what the company's like and looking into that, because you can't do all of that before you apply because it's too emotionally exhausting. But the more you get and start to envision yourself working at said company in said role, everything looks great. And then all the while, what it could turn out to be is that they say, no, sorry, there was just another candidate we're going to go with. You were great, nothing you need to change, but that's just what's going on. And so all of that time you've spent working hard in uncertainty to get to a place where you thought you had certainty, but then you are now just certain that it's not the result you were looking for. Now, you just have to stick with it. You got to keep doing that process, but that's the world that is in. Sales is similar to that, and now I'm in the world of sales, the job that I'm doing, which is a lot of cold calling, rejection, people not answering the phone, you doing research on a lead, thinking, oh, this would be a great company for the service. I'm absolutely convinced either they don't pick up or they're just not interested, or say you actually start having conversation with them back and forth with the one person, you get them talking to the decision maker. It seems that everyone is on board, even if it's just one. They're like, I'm super excited about this. Let's book a call for next. That's a squirrel. Baby one. A red squirrel. I've never seen him that high. That's his friend over there. Oh, I think I just saw him. What was I saying? No, I'm gonna remember what it was. That you see the issue. What is it? The solution that could be provided by what it is that you're doing, by the service, and then you hold on. There's a truck coming and I'm getting distracted by that. So anyways, back to the sales thing is you're having meetings, it's going well, and then the person's like, let's set up a meeting next week, then we're gonna sign up. Just gotta get my ducks in a row. And lo and behold, between that call and the next one, they send you an email going okay, sorry, just not gonna work out. And again, like the job hunting, it's not always like that. You just gotta keep doing it. It's just you're kind of doing the same repetitive thing of they're looking for a solution. Don't quite know what their solution that they're looking for, but you definitely know that they're looking for the best version of your solution that you can show them. And that's that. Those two contexts make sense. But so alas, now we have the job. It will be in sales. It's going to be it's starting in 2 weeks. And now I'm apartment hunting. And I found myself in the exact same situation where I've been looking at apartments across the city, narrowing them down, except this time I'm the person that I think, at least I'm the client, I'm the person buying, I'm the person with the money that is going, hey, I would like to find a place to stay and give someone my money. But yet, I've looked all around, speaking to a bunch of leasing agents. Now I'm the one filtering out. But when it comes down to actually finding an apartment that I like, there still is a process where I have to apply and provide, like, there's like a credit check, proof of income, and like an ID, where it's like they don't tell you exactly what they're looking for, but you know that they're looking for the best version that you can show them. And then, so yesterday, I put together, because I'm in the situation where I have a job with a start date, but there's not quite a formal letter yet, offer letter. I just have that email exchange, which is fine for me. I don't believe that the CEO is not going to send that to me. I think it's just like, well, like he said, this is official. It's going, cool, perfect. Like, you have other things to do. Sounds good. Like, I don't need this. But like, now in order to get an apartment, I do need it. But so that's where I'm trying to position the other things, because like, all truthfully, my credit score isn't the greatest. I mean, it's not like, oh my God, run away from this guy, but it's not like, damn, let's give this guy just $1 million loan today. Which is, I think, good for me for right now. Because it's like, what it tells me is that I don't have the skill of using credit cards yet. And I think that's you know, like, it's like I use them almost exclusively. And then I went through a period where I didn't really have an income, and then that's all I used. And then the no income period was a period where I was going like, well, this new thing that I'm going to do is going to pay me so much money that like I can afford to do this. And then that bet didn't pay off. And then now it's like you're at like max utilization for things. But this isn't the point of that sob story right now. It more is just to say that I guess, unlike in interviews or job hunting, I know that what I have to offer isn't exactly what it is. Like, there are red flags or points of questions that they might go like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Not a full out no, but I mean, there's 2 apartments that I applied to earlier this year. At different periods, but I was rejected for. Now, the most recent one made sense is because I didn't have an offer, formalized. It was just more, I thought I was going to get something. But so at least I have that now. It just isn't as official. But still, there's things to get around it. Like, there's guarantors or whatever. I'm not afraid that I'm not going to be able to find housing. It just is frustrating to be in the same position when you think you're going to be the client that I have been doing up until this point, which is like filling it out, making everything look nice, sending the application, and then now I'm waiting. And I think it's just the waiting that I don't enjoy. Because it's like I go like, do I follow up by text? Is that bugging anyone? Is she already working on it? Is she busy with other things? Does she work on Sundays? I mean, when I called her last week to book the appointment, she answered the phone on a Sunday. It's like, okay, well, she's probably going to get to it. Like, there's lots of things that now I'm overthinking whether or not what day or time I follow up with her by text separate from the email that will affect the application, or just I would like the knowledge of she hasn't got to it yet. In which case, okay, cool. That's okay, because that then tells me then that, like, I think it's also like, am I going to lose the apartment to somebody else? You know? All of these doubts, questions, and thoughts that were circling my mind when I was applying for jobs, that will be circling my mind when I am closing deals for the new job, are circling my mind here as I'm trying to find a place to live. And hence, the lesson and theme of today's video comes full circle. That being, the more I encounter things in life, the more I see the problems being the same problems, just in a different shape. So, The question is, what do you do about it? And I think the answer to that question is you just keep moving. Because dwelling on it doesn't actually serve anything other than to inform you of where you are. But like dwelling on it is not like, it's like you just like completely ignore the problem, just blunders on, just keep going. It's like, yes, that's useful sometimes, but it's also not useful when you're headed towards a cliff. You know, like there's a circumstance where it's going like, are we going in the right direction? Let's look. Oh, there's a cliff. No. You know, that's a good time where dwelling or thinking about where you're going, where blenders on doesn't work. Other points where it's like, is this the right direction? I don't know. Am I doing something wrong? And then you just stay in the same spot. Well, it would be better if you just moved and tripped over something and then had an idea of like, oh, that's a route. I'm in a forest, you know, rather than a desert or an ocean. I don't know if this analogy is coming true, like a wish. But what I do know is that you shall let yourself the time to complain or be upset about things. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just what you choose to do with that information. Is if that's cathartic and you go like, oh fuck, this sucks. I hate where I am because it's hard. Acknowledged. Okay, let's keep going. I don't see a problem with that. But if it's just that circle, I hate where I am because it sucks and where I am sucks because I hate it and there's nothing I can do about it and that's what makes it sucks, and it'll be so much easier if I have this and like I hate this and here's the other things that are wrong with it. Like if you stay in that circle, like I mean, it's unless you want to just sit in your own sadness for a bit and you are actively aware of that's what you're doing, then it's like, okay, cool. But it's still not gonna do anything. I don't know. Isn't a pep talk, it's more a theoretical digestion. No, I think it's more just sometimes when I am frustrated with things, I don't want to then just turn into meh about it, you know? It's like, okay, fucking life's tough. Get a helmet, you know? There's a way. It's the uncertainty that is the thing that I just am kind of going like, fuck. This is not the place I thought I would be expecting uncertainty, is applying to an apartment. Anyways, life finds a way. And speaking of which, I know you know this already, but I'll say it again, is that desire is what drives you forward. The pain you're going through is necessary. That is why you need to believe in yourself, because you're more capable of doing great things than you give yourself credit. Lean in, aim up, and move forward. Yes, you can. Yes, you will.